as soon as he left my base, I'm going to try and creep this shop as fast as I can. Not only get that Observer Ward, but also to try and get the level 3 Demon Hunter as fast as I can. Because the Demon Hunter kills everything. So that's why I'm creeping that shop. No, even if I jacked him there, I don't know. I probably could have done a good bit of damage if I jacked him there. But creeping that shop is really beneficial. Okay, so 10:45, 1x speed, unpause, and 3, 2, 1, unpause. 10:45, 10:46, 10:47, 10:48, 10:49. Okay. So, whenever you get those tombs, you want to try and give them to the dominant hero. So, like, my keeper is an intel hero, so I give the intel tomb to my keeper to give him a little bit more damage. So that helps. If you'll take a look at Rotham's base, he's trying to remake all those wisps. Okay, now what I'm doing right now is actually really, this is like probably the most effective thing that you can do against someone that's doing like this dot thing. Okay, now he's building those AOWs in the middle so that he can creep and eventually just push with them. Now, someone that's spending all that gold to build AOWs in the middle is not going to have that many base defenses. So what you want to do is you actually want to force a fight in his base. Or just kill all his Moonwells and TP out if you can't fight. Because what he's trying to do is he's trying to walk his AOWs down. And this happens a lot in close spawn TR games. In close spawn TR games, you're gonna have AOW fights a lot. And if you're going bears, you can't fight against the AOWs. And because the AOWs are so slow, what you do is, if the AOWs are in your base, you run around, like all the way around, like through the middle of the map, and you run around and then kill, and then fight in his main base, okay? Because you can't really fight against the AOWs until you have a really big advantage. Because they do a lot of damage. Okay, so that's what I'm doing so far. You'll see I start to make Dryads. Once he starts to get a lot of dots, you want to start to make Dryads. And Dryads, not only for the dispel, but also for the ability to slow, you know, and force them and keep him in the fight and kill units and whatnot. Now, when I did hit his base, you'll see, I'm not sure if you noticed, but he popped a roar scroll, which is actually the reason I TP'd, or not. Did I TP or did I run? Did I TP? No, I ran away. Yeah, so I ran away and staffed my bear out, but yeah, that's the reason I ran away, is because he popped that roar scroll. If he didn't pop the roar scroll, I probably would have tried to fight him. But that roar scroll had so much extra damage, it's not really worth it. So the item I got is that Helm of Valor. Helm of Valor is really good on the DH. Gives him 4 agility, which is like 4 damage, and then it gives him strength, which is basically HP. That's the way I equate those things. Like agility, I think agility is so useless on non-agility heroes, because it adds like armor and attack speed, but it's so minimal that it kind of sucks. So agility is good on agility heroes, but any other heroes, I think it's really bad. So that mask is really good because Demon Hunter obviously does a lot of tanking, and that +4 agility gives him an extra 4 damage. Okay, take a look at my hero levels. I have 3-2. He has, what does he have? 3. He has 3-3. Oh my gosh, you got another roar scroll. So as he runs in with his unit sword, I'll probably TP out. Yeah, I'm gonna go for one more Moonwell. I'm just doing Moonwell hits, and then I'm gonna TP out. Now, you're gonna see how fast these bears drop. Look at this one bear that he focuses. Boom! Holy shibizzle! Look at that. That bear died in like 1 second. That's so imba. Okay, so take a look at the food count. We have 49 to 50. So I'm actually doing okay in the food department. Now, if you take a look, as I was hitting his main, I threw up an expo. That's actually a really good strat. Is while you're hitting his main, if you know you're not going to fight, throw up an expo while you're doing that, and then play defensively. Now, the only reason I threw up that expo is because I was like 99% sure that he had already had an expo up and running at that little middle mine, like the one where he's building the tree right now. I was like 99% sure that he already had it up because of the way he was creeping and stuff. But he didn't, which is really surprising. Normally when you do this strategy, you expo rate it, you expo rate like after that little archer push, because that's when you have the advantage. But he just crept and tried to push, and then he was expoing. So So you see he has his AOWs in the fight. So another thing you can do against people that are doing this AOW thing is you can try and focus his heroes to get his heroes out of the fight and then kill all the AOWs, which works as well. But his DH actually didn't have a TP there, so that's why I was going after it. And if you have a decent enough position on him, which you can do quite easily with a keeper and dryads, you can drop a hero pretty quickly. And killing that level 3 demon hunter is pretty much worth. I think I lost 2 bears there, maybe 3 bears, and I lost a dark ranger that I bought. So that probably wasn't really worth it for me, but killing his demon hunter is really helpful. But I don't know if that was necessarily worth it in that situation. Okay, so you see he still has these AOWs in the middle. And I ran to the middle to see if he went to go, because I actually thought he would leave and go creep after that. I thought he would go creep his Naga to level 5 by creeping that red or something, and I would be able to kill his AOWs, but he didn't, and he stayed in the middle, which was good for him actually. I don't know if it was the smartest thing, because I think it would be better to get the level 5 Naga, because that level 3 forked lightning does a ton of damage, but he stayed in the middle and defended those AOWs, which I guess is okay, but it's not the greatest thing in the world. Take a look at my base. I did something kind of cool with my base. Didn't really come into play this game, but the way I built my shop it was like behind those moonwells, so the way that shop is he can't attack that shop, yet I can still buy items by running next to my moonwell there. So once you learn like the distance of the shop, then you can do that. But that's like the maximum possible distance, like in the very, very corner of those 2 moonwells, and and then my shop right there. So that can help a lot, especially if he's pushing my base, because that's the first thing they're going to go for. If they're doing that archer push, they're going to try and get your shop down so that you can't buy heal pots on your hero. But if your shop is in a good position like mine is, then that's not going to come into play, and they're going to have to focus something else. So yeah, I just keep running by these mines to make sure that he's not expoing again or building more AOWs or whatever. You'll see he is tier 3 now. Now that he is tier 3, if you take a look at my demon hunter, I have that anti-magic potion. That's pretty much necessary, like 100% necessary against dots and cyclone. What you can do, what I do also, is get those dryads and turn the dryads off auto cast and just use that to dispel the cyclone. But having that anti-magic pot gives you like 15 seconds, which is a really long time. Gives you 15 seconds of pure attacking ownage damage with that demon hunter, which can drop the dots really, really fast. So that's really good. And now that I have that expo up and running, I got another orb on my keeper, and that's really good too. I don't group my heroes together. Most players, including pros, they group their heroes all together. I don't do that for some reason. I think it's because I'm bad at this game. But I bought another orb on my hero, and usually my 2 heroes are attacking 2 different units unless I'm going after a hero in particular. So buying an extra orb really helps, I think. I'm going after this red, trying to get the big fat items, hoping for an endurance aura. I got Cloak of Flames. That's actually kind of a fun item too. And I got the Tomb of Experience as well, which is way too imba. And like honestly, I was so angry when they were releasing 1.12. That was like the one thing they had to fix. That was the one thing everyone agrees is imbalanced, is the fact that I forgot the Rune of Healing. How stupid. I guess I didn't really need it, but still. But that Tomb of Experience was like the one thing that everyone agreed was imbalanced, and yet they didn't even like try to adjust the amount of experience they gave, which is so stupid. Like seriously, Blizzard, how stupid can you be? Yeah, okay. If you'll see, sorry, I thought I heard the UPS truck outside. Okay, if you see, I got a 3rd hero as a Dark Ranger. Dark Ranger, you can either get Dark Arrow or Silence first. I actually clicked Dark Arrow by accident. I normally get Silence first, just because silencing those dots is extremely effective. Because most people, well, pretty much all people, group all their dots together. So when they move those dots, they will, they'll all be grouped together and they'll all move together. So so you can silence like all the dots in one. But dark arrow is also really good because you just group your